Hi, my name is John Andrew Williams. I am a Master Certified Coach. I'm also the co-founder of Coach Training EDU, and these are my 5 ways to align your goals with your true self. The number one way, right, way number one of 5, is to get clarity on the vision of what you feel called to do in this life. This is the mission statement of I was born in this time and space and history to fill in the blank. Number 2, the idea of values work. I mean, we're going etymological on it. It really means, valore, things that make you strong, things that provide strength. It's another idea of, value also has this idea of weight to it, something that you would put on a scale. The idea of things that we value are things that we like literally have weight in our lives. Number 3, hope theory. This to me is this idea of, if we look at, aligning goals with true self from a hope theory lens, this is 3 and 4 is current capacity. This idea of how, if you're trying to fulfill a vision or, you're looking at, this is the goal I have. This is the larger thing that I feel like I'm up to in this world. How can I use myself as an instrument? How can I use my strengths as an instrument to fulfill this purpose? This comes from The Bigger Game, this idea from Laura Whitworth and Rick Tamlin that they developed. I took a leadership program with Laura in 2007, and Rick Tamlin came and they gave a weekend workshop, and I was in my 20s at the time. It had a huge impact on me. And this idea of the vision that I'm up to is augmenting education with coaching skills, with coaching awareness, with coaching capacity. But it's this idea that, okay, if that's the vision, that's what I'm on, that's what's getting me going. How can I use my strengths as a human to help fulfill that larger vision and mission in that bigger game? And part of the bigger game is, if I were to go away, would the bigger game continue? Would that mission and vision that I'm on continue? This idea. I know I'm getting a little ahead of ourselves, and we're talking about number 5, legacy here. But it's this idea of, all right, if this is the vision, how can you use yourself as an instrument, use your own strengths to help accomplish it? And this to me is an aspect of true self. And that true self, going into number 4, is true self is not a static thing. It's not oh, this is me, let's etch this out of stone. It's not this platonic ideal, although I really do love Plato. It's not this platonic ideal of, all right, here's this mystic vision that's of perfection that I need to somehow achieve. It's dynamic, it's fluid. It's what is that aspect of self that you feel like you're growing into? And so those to me would be 3 and 4. This idea of how can I use my current capacity from a hope theory perspective in order to use my own strengths. And then also number 4, if my true self is not static but dynamic, who am I growing into? What is this challenge asking me to develop? From a bigger game standpoint, the quality of the game you choose, the quality of the project you choose to take on determines the quality of your leadership, determines the quality of the human being you become, in the sense of how generous you are, how you can give back to people. What's that impact that you're going for? The legacy is a word that comes from Legare, which means to read. And literally it's like, how will you be read about in the future? What are the things worth reading about? And to be worthy of read, this is legend, right? Ought to be read, ought to be looked at. And so literally it's like, what is your legend? Like, what are you leaving behind in terms of, this is the things that mattered the most. Future generations will need to read about this. This will matter. And this idea of, all right, what's that goal? To what degree does this goal matter? To what degree is it important for your whatever imagining audience at this point, whatever you listening to this, whatever that goal is, what aspect of that is going to matter enough that future generations are going to read about it? That's the question.